I'm Al Sutherland with your Mesonet Weather Report. Well, January for most of us has been a dry month. The exception is down in the southeast. Taking a look at our 10-inch soil moisture map, we don't see a lot of change. There's dry spots at Fort Cobb and Weber Falls, but remember that the Mesonet sites are in rangeland areas and those grasses are dormant during the winter months. When we drop down to the 24-inch depth, it looks like we're starting to see some of that moisture move up into the higher levels of the soil because we're slowly getting more dry spots. We've got a real dry spot out near Guyman and Hooker, and those never received a lot of rain. And then Tipton, Shawnee, Newata, those spots are starting to show up. So we're seeing a little bit more drying at that 24-inch level. That lack of moisture across the state is showing up in our Keetch-Byram Drought Index. Hooker, which has had a year of low rainfall, is coming in at 680. Remember, the Keetch-Byram Drought Index tops out in dryness at 800. The warmer, drier weather that we've seen across most of Oklahoma means that we've also seen an increase in fire danger. Looking at Monday, Foraker comes in at 60 on the burning index. Remember that we divide that by 10, and that gives us the flame height at the leading edge of the fire. So that would be 6 feet if a fire broke out at Foraker. As we look across the state, we get out to the Panhandle, and there's some real dark red areas out there on the map, and those typically are associated with burning indexes of 100 or more. Gary, did that rain in the southeast help any at all on our drought situation?
Thanks, Al. And we start with some good news on the latest U.S. Drought Monitor report. That rainfall of about 2 inches in south central Oklahoma a couple of weeks ago has allowed the U.S. Drought Monitor author to reduce the designation in south central Oklahoma from D1 or moderate drought down to D0, which is just abnormally dry conditions. Unfortunately, in the rest of the state, there's been little change, but there's also been little rainfall. The latest seasonal drought outlook, also released on Thursday, shows pretty much the same picture we've been seeing for quite some time. That is the continued intensification or persistence of drought throughout western Oklahoma. Now this is good through April 30th of 2012. It's certainly been wetter the first 3.5 months of this water year as compared to last year. So let's take a look back at the two periods and see just how much wetter it has been. Last year, much of the eastern 2/3 of the state were about 20 to 60% of normal rainfall over that time period. And if you look at this year, most of the state, not just southeastern Oklahoma, has been close to normal or even up to 160% of normal. So a vastly different experience, as I said, and much welcomed different experience this year as opposed to last year. Now we'll have the latest outlooks from the Climate Prediction Center for February and February through April next week, so stay tuned for that. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.